What's up, good people? I'm Marcusbgaming, and here's a Duality Dungeon guide for you. Thanks for clicking, and if this helps, likes, subs, and comments really help me out. Let's go, y'all. Alright, so if you haven't already, you pick up the quest for access to Duality from Hawthorne at the tower. After that, you can start it up on the moon. As far as loadouts, I'll give suggestions for each encounter as we go, but I don't go too in depth into it because you should experiment and you gotta use whatever you're comfortable with. Now for subclasses, at least starting out, save your cheeks with Invis and Tether for hunters, a Titan with Bubble or going solar with a healing grenade, and Warlocks with Wells and healing nades. For guns, something long range like a Scout, something for ad clears like a Fusion, especially with Reservoir Burst. A Glaive is a really good move because the shield will save you a whole lot, and a good rocket launcher, linear fusion, and DPS sword with something like Vorpal for boss encounters is nice. As far as shields go, there won't be much, but you will see solar. And now let's kick it off. At the beginning, just wait for Eris to finish telling you about the car's extended warranty and drop into the green hole. You eventually see this red thing, which is called a bell, and you'll damage it in the red glowing spot to use it as a switch to travel to the nightmare dimension. You'll go back and forth between the normal reality and here to get through the dungeon. So shoot the bell from your side of the gate and then run to the next one at the end. Use this one to go back, and there's two things to know that are important. In fighting encounters, when you go to the red place, you will be timed. If you don't get back to reality in time, you are dead. And second, in reality, you don't have to all be on the plate around the switch to teleport safely. You can even shoot it from a distance to activate it. But on the red side, if you're not on the plate around the bell when you get teleported after hitting it, you freaking die. Okay, now I'll show you where to go to make it to the first encounter. After you come back from the red place the first time, ads will pop up. And as you start climbing higher, you'll see snipers and more legionaries. Keep jumping across like your name is Mario and making your way to the next bell and using it. And repeat.
May provide insight to the future.
I must focus to maintain your connection to this mindscape. From here, you must navigate these memories on your own.
For the first encounter, you'll start in a room with a symbol on a plate in each corner. Sun and Chalice are in the front of the room, and Beasts and Axes are in the back. You have to use one of the two bells in the front or back of the room to travel to the red side. Over there, you can assign these roles as you want, but I think it's easier if 2 people have to look for a Scion to kill in 2 of the 4 rooms in each corner. When you kill the Scion, it'll drop a standard that matches one of the plates in the other room in reality. You then pick it up, of course. The room's layout is the same as in reality, and there's always dogs in the room with a Scion. While 2 people are doing that, a third person should kill the yellow bar honored bell keepers around the bell. You can't use a bell to teleport if these are not dead. There's always 2 of them assigned to each bell. When you get to the red side, the keepers are at the back towards the edge and in the front around the bell. There's legionaries, 2 snipers outside of the map on each side, and the big old boss. Gahlran is running around trying to chop you like you owe him money, and he's immune to damage. So to get to a damage phase, you have to kill 12 of his copies. You do this by grabbing 2 standards, killing the bell keepers, hitting the bell to teleport to reality when you're all together, of course, then place the standards on their matching plates and the doors near them will open. When they do, a bunch of dogs are going to think it's dinner time and a Colossus will come out. Kill them and use the ads in this room to farm for ammo if you need it. When the rooms are clear, 1 person has to wait inside of each room that has just opened. Then the third person can hit the bell from the outside of the room, or you can shoot the bell to go to the red side. When you do, the people in the rooms will be teleported into a long room with 6 copies of the boss waiting to shank you. Be ready for this and use a glaive, fusion, shotty, or a sword to kill him fast, and you can make your way back outside where the boss is because the doors will open when they're dead. If 2 people kill 6 copies each, you'll see a message that says the boss is vulnerable. Now you can do damage. Make sure that the bell keepers are dead first, drop a well or bubble on top of him and sword him up, or drop a well away from him on the higher platform with the bell towards the front. This way you can use rockets and linears. Just make sure you're not too close to the bell, because you can end up hitting it by accident and end the damage phase. And make sure that you watch the timer and teleport back before the time runs out. If you die with the standards during this phase, just return to reality and come back to repeat the process for the ones you lost. Rinse and repeat until he's dead. There's no enrage timer to worry about. After you grab all that pretty loot, you can drop down and follow me through a bunch of jumps. Don't forget to hit the switches that I show you on screen. You'll eventually get to this puzzle right here. Here you have to make all the statues point their swords at the bell in the middle in reality. To do this, teleport to the red and use the switches on the back of the statues to rotate them. You won't see them move on the red side at all. You'll just hear sounds that they're moving. So you need to know that every time you hit the switch is a quarter turn clockwise. So to make a statue with his back facing the bell turn around 180 degrees, you have to hit the switch 2 times. An easy way to do that is to assign a statue not already facing the middle to each person in reality. Then teleport over and hit the switches and come back and check it until you are done. And when they all look like this, you can drop down in the center of the room. Before you do that though, jump over to this open door for a nice secret chest, and you can put on higher mobility gear if you need it. The second encounter is here. It's more of killing ads in reality and having one person assigned to retrieve one of the 2 standards on the red side that matches one of the symbols in the middle of the room in reality. So make sure again to kill the bell keepers to activate the bell. The 2 keepers for a bell will spawn underneath the staircase on the opposite side of the room from the bell you want to open. There's 2 bells, one in the front on the top of the stairs and one in the back of the room. So there's 2 keepers under each bell. There's a crap load of Cabal in this room, so a fusion, shoddy, or glaive is clutch. And having wells, bubbles, and solar rockets or swords is nice here too. When the keepers are dead, if you're assigned to pick up a standard, find the wall that matches the symbol that's assigned to you. There's a wall in each of the 4 corners of the room. Here's a little map to help you out. So if you have to get axes, look for the big gold axis symbol, and this is where you want to be standing when you get teleported. Because if you're looking directly at the axis symbol or whichever symbol it is, when you get to the red side, all you have to do is turn around and run up the staircase to a room with a Colossus and a bunch of legionaries. You have to kill the Colossus and the ads to spawn the enemy with the standard. When you do that, a bunch of dogs are going to try to take a bite out of your cheeks. Don't forget you're being timed, so you want to do this fast so you can grab the standard and run back down the stairs where a sniper is waiting up high now and get to the bell in the main room. It should be open because the third person that is not getting a standard should stay in the middle after teleporting the other 2 people and kill the bell keepers just like in reality. They should be in just about the same place that they were back there. There's a lot of Cabal in the middle though, so if the third person finds it hard to stay alive, they can go meet up with a standard retriever, help them clear their room fast, and then you can both kill the keepers together. Either way, when all 3 of you are at the bell after the 2 people get the standards, teleport back, place the standards, and now there's a bunch of ads and a mini boss to kill. After they're dead, 2 more symbols pop up and you repeat 2 more times, with the 3rd time having the boss's shield drop, and it's finally time to kill him. In these boss phases, use your wells, bubbles, and tethers. And like in the first encounter, if you die with a standard, you lose it and have to come back to the red side in extra time to get the standard you lost. And there's no enrage timer that we saw. You can drop down, get your loot, and follow this path to a big open room with another jump puzzle just like the beginning. The last secret chest is down in the middle of the room over here. Then follow me to the last encounter. here is more of the standard retrieving. The boss, Caiatl, yeah I said Caiatl, will be in the middle of the reality room, blasting at you like you owe her money. And if you get close, she will stomp. She'll be surrounded by snipers and centurions that won't stop coming. They come out of doors on the raised platforms that have symbols matching the plates around the center of the room. And this is where you will place the standards when you bring them back. There's 3 bells in this room, one in the middle and one in the middle of the left and right of the walls on either side. There's bell keepers here and on the red side, 6 because there's 2 per bell, remember? So clear ads and bell keepers as the 2 people who are assigned a symbol go stand on their respective platforms matching the symbols that they each agreed to take. And they wait to get transported when everyone's ready, or they can shoot an active bell to get teleported over. The third person can send them over by hitting any bell when they're in place. Now if you're standing on the right platform when you get to the other side, first of all you're timed of course, and the scion holding your standard will be on the same platform with you. So you gotta hurry, kill it, grab the standard, and you can either kill a colossus with a rocket in front of you, or save the heavy and jump into the middle of the room where there's dogs and bell keepers, and use the walls around you to dodge the colossus's rockets and the scion snipers that will keep shooting at you the whole time. And here's a warning, do not kill all 4 standard bearing scions, because if you do, y'all are gonna wipe. Glaives are very clutch here. The third person not getting a standard now should focus on killing all the bell keepers so that you can activate the bell you used as soon as possible. And you all get to the plate and you hit it to teleport over when you're all on the bell plate. When you get back, the 2 people place the standards in the correct places and clear as to do it again. Use this area to farm for heavy if you need to. If it's not safe to place the standard, it's okay to keep your distance and wait. You clear ads and do it when it's clear. Do not place it around Caiatl, it's a bad time. You can use the corners under the symbol platforms for cover from enemies in the middle, and you definitely don't want to stay still for too long. When 4 standards are placed, the chains within the columns in the middle will glow red. This is the start of the damage phase. Alright, now pay attention y'all, this is how it goes. Kill the bell keepers as always, and this time when you are all ready, you each stand at one of the 3 bells or close to them. You then shoot this black gem or button looking thing on any of the chains near the base. You'll do that until it stops glowing and you will see damage numbers if you're hitting it. And then the chains will break, something will swing, hit that big old bell, and it stuns Caiatl. She will teleport you all to the other side if you wait about 10 seconds. But you should all hit your bell to teleport over before her and hurry and kill all 6 bell keepers before she gets to that side. That's 2 for each of you to kill, and each pair will be near a bell. Caiatl will arrive and randomly start moving towards a bell. The keepers need to be dead because you all have to get to the bell plate that she's moving to before she gets there. So when she's close to the edge of the plate of the bell, hit the bell to stun her, drop a yellow bubble on her, start using swords, and Lament is a great one for this by the way, and once she stomps, she's going to the next bell. So repeat this 2 more times, and make sure to be on the plate when the bell rings to stun her so you can get a damage buff for that damage segment. If not, your damage will be booty. Make sure to move to those bells like your name is Sonic, because if you don't stun her in time, she destroys the bell and you teleport back and the damage phase is over. And you repeat that phase of the encounter. If you don't kill her in a few phases, it's all good. There's no enrage timer again. Just do it all over again until she's gone. Then congrats y'all. Grab your last pieces of loot and you did it. This vid took a lot of editing and a long time to make, so I hope this helps. And if it does, likes, subs, comments, and any other tips you got are appreciated. Thanks y'all. I'm out.